Well, hey there, it's Jen.
And Elka, welcome back to part 7 of our 10-part mini-series of us as Zazzle designers who are now successful and actually coaching other Zazzle designers to be as successful on the Zazzle platform. What I wish someone would have told me when I started out on Zazzle. Yeah, there's more, right? Like the two of us had a lot of trouble actually figuring out which 10 to use because there's so many questions you might have when you just start out on Zazzle, and you make this big decision and say, yes, I'm going to do this, and then all of a sudden you get hit by mindset issues and I don't know issues, and like, where can I find this information issues, and gosh, look at everyone else, how come I can't do that? They seem to be able to do it, but what the heck what am I doing wrong? And so we don't want you to give up. We want to help you through all of these. And today is going to be very important because I don't understand SEO and keywords, right? And SEO and keywords, fancy words, search engine optimization for the words that you use that are going to help your listing, which is a URL web page for each product, get searched and seen by your customer on the Zazzle Marketplace, on Google searches, and if you promote somewhere else where there's a search engine like Pinterest, that you're also going to get your product seen there by the right customer, because that's the most important part. We can get your listing seen all the time if you want, but does the customer want to see it? Or you don't want to spam, and that's maybe like that's a biggie for most people that are like really good people, and everyone's relative like almost always good. It's just that we get so worried and nervous when we start something new that we might actually hold ourselves back from truly just explaining it like it is, right? That's what SEO and keywords is all about, is just describe it the way you need to describe it to someone else. I always use this analogy that like if you feel that you're overwhelmed by, what's the right thing to write down so that that customer is going to find that product that you just worked so hard on and you're listing it, and there's titles, descriptions, and tags where you can put all these keywords, but you don't want to stuff, and you want to have it make sense, right? You want to say the words in an order that also other people use in the same order, etc. And so what I always say is close your eyes and try to describe the product to someone else who's listening to you on the phone but can't see the product that you've posted, right? Then you're going to start to describe it. It might not be the best English, but you're going to like, well, it's blue. Well, what kind of blue? Navy, light, dusty, some of the keywords that might be used along with blue, but blue will suffice. Then, what's it for? Oh, it's a business card. And it's like, okay, what does it have on it? Well, it has a logos option. It has, place to put your social media. It has a QR code. Gosh, you know what? We're actually doing the work to get that SEO title and good description down pat just by doing that. So that's where we start you off with. But when you first start, you go like, but I don't know how other people would search, or I don't know what my customer is going to use as search terms. And a lot of these things that we talk about in this series is back to research. And that's all that's really standing in your way, is the knowledge of what it is that's needed in order for you to list something effectively, right? And it's also the knowledge you need in order to decide what to make in the first place, because one of the reasons that you might feel like you don't understand SEO and keywords is because you've already listed a whole bunch of things and they didn't get any views, and so you go like, well, obviously I don't get how to do SEO and keywords, but maybe it's the actual product that's the problem that you posted with the design on it, because you're posting something that no one's searching for. So you might have done a fabulous job of SEO and keywords, but actually no one's searching, so that's why you're getting like a negative result, even though it's a false negative, right? So those are really, really important things to remember. And yeah, did I finish
Well, I
That
think
or
you made a couple really good points. First of all, that you could be creating a really beautiful design with an amazing, product, and it looks absolutely great and super sellable, let's call it, and all the templates work. And if you were to show it to somebody, they would buy it right then and there. But each product that you're creating on Zazzle is a web page. And we've talked about this a couple times in other recordings on our YouTube channel here, but you have to make sure that people are able to find that, because the only way that somebody is going to find something on the internet or on Zazzle or on Google, even because Zazzle search results can come up in the Google searches too, is by using those SEO words. And the reason why they're so important with the title, tag, and description is not only because they're indexed then on the Zazzle marketplace, but indexed on Google too. And so, for example, you might create a mug, and it's a really cute mug, for example, and you just name it cute mug because it truly is a cute mug. But those are very vague search words and keywords that you're using to index your product, let's call it, or have it be searchable. Because if you put in the Zazzle marketplace and search for cute mug, there'd be so many results that come up, and it doesn't really, like Elka mentioned, describe exactly what that mug looks like. So is it a mug, for example, that has a funny photo on it, or a cute photo on it for coffee lovers and also cat lovers, right? That is so much more niched down and a lot more descriptive than just writing the words cute mug in your product title or description or tags, because yeah, you need to be able to be found. And this brings it always back to having your, customer avatar or your perfect customer, and envisioning that person who you're trying to sell to, and the words that they might be using to search for certain things. The second point too that Elka mentioned too is like, is it navy blue? Is it dusty blue? Is it royal blue? Is it pale blue? All of those things. Some of these words are known from your own knowledge of being a designer, and you can definitely tell the difference between a shade of blue. But then there's also trending words that are on the Zazzle marketplace. For example, we had this whole theme of gold, rose gold glitter, or eucalyptus, and also like certain words. For example, the color orange could be describing the color orange or the fruit orange. And so you have to kind of learn a little bit and understand the words that are being used on the marketplace on Zazzle that are those trending words, and what those words mean. And that's where Elka and I come in as coaches, because we've been on the Zazzle platform since 2008. And so we know the lingo that's being used on Zazzle, because if you are a complete new beginner on Zazzle, you might be a little bit overwhelmed with all of these words that don't really make sense. And we've seen so many like clients of ours who have come into our coaching programs start out from the beginning, and we look at their products and they literally describe them the way that they are, especially artists and photographers, where you truly are naming this product what it looks like. It might be like a landscape of some sort of Wyoming, whatever, mountainscape or whatever. But is that something that somebody's going to be looking for? And if you're adding on all these artistic words like idyllic and serene and things like that to add a little bit more of that feeling, especially from the artist perspective, because I know personally Elka used to name all of her paintings with these really wonderful names. But those are names that she made up based on the feeling of the painting that it gave you, not that it actually described really what this image looks like. And so, depends on what type of products you're creating and what type of designs you're creating. You have to do some research within your niche and figure out what are the words that people are looking for and searching for. And then you can also use those search terms on Zazzle. Like, let's say you're in the baby shower market. Well, you would go and do some research looking at what other baby shower themes are and what they're using in terms of the keywords to compete within those little niched down themes within this baby shower market, right?
And
Yeah.
what's really important though is when you go and do that research, you don't just pick up everybody's other words that they're using because it's baby shower, right? If yours doesn't have a bear in it, then you don't put bear in your tags, because that's what a lot of people did, like with the word rustic. And then now every wedding invitation, no matter what, like just pulls up the, everybody's got the tag rustic, and that's ridiculous because it's not true.
Mhm.
So there are times where things get a little bit spammy, But in the end, if you do a good job, you're going to prevail. And don't forget, like, we've helped a lot of people from other countries as well. So there's language barriers, right? In uh, in the UK, you call a sweater a jumper, right? And so if now you're describing like a ugly sweater, ugly Christmas sweater, you can't say ugly Christmas jumper, right? Because otherwise, no one's going to know what that is. The most of
Mhm.
the population shops on Zazzle from this North America. So I granted we're very much multicultural in all different places in the world now, but there are still these differences. And same with us in Canada, we have a U and
Yeah, spelling the
most
water.
of our spellings, and favor, whatever. And if we now wrote that word with the U in it, like the word favor, then our tags don't work
Or
because
watercolor. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And also things like the word gray, right? Gray is spelled differently in the States than it is in Canada or in the UK. So all these little nuances you're going to have to learn, but we're here to support you on that. And then also just, yeah, if you just need that advice and hand holding for a little bit till you get the hang of it, like especially our one client that we always talk about, Gree, absolutely gorgeous designs, really doing well in terms of making products, knowing what her niche is, everything. She speaks, like, her second language is English, not her first. And so she comes from Norway. And yeah, she just needed help with her SEO. And then things just magically happened, right? And she was on her way. So it's just a learning. It's just something you have to get used to. It's just something you need to get help with. And that's one of the reasons why we have the Sold Bootcamp for you, so that we can get in touch with you. We can actually work with you for 2 weeks to find out what that little thing is that's stopping you. And that's what we're going to do in the Sold Bootcamp. Jen's got that in the description down below. That's my alarm saying we have another meeting. Do you want to just carry us to the end here? I'm going to go stop that alarm.
Sure. So if you'd like to join us, come and join us on March 5th to the 19th, 2025. And we are going to be helping you with intentional products. And that is one point out of many that we're going to be covering in that 2-week period. But an intentional product is understanding what products should be posted within your niche, and also understanding the titles and tags that go along with that to help you get better SEO skill sets to feel comfortable and confident posting your products for sale. Because Elka and I feel so bad when someone spends a long time creating this beautiful product, posts it for sale, and doesn't see any results. And if your product is perfectly made, perfectly designed with all the proper templates, and it does serve a customer's needs, but it's not selling, the one solution that we always go to is to change the titles and tags, because it's probably not being found because you've either tagged or titled it too niched down or too descriptive, and people aren't looking for those words, especially if you're using words that are not easily spelt as well, or not words that people would really normally use on a daily basis looking for something, or it's too generally titled and tagged. Like, for example, like we had that one that said cute mug, because the people aren't finding that because you're not describing it particularly for the person who's like, I want a cute polka dot pink mug with a cat photo on it that says cat mom, or best cat mom ever. So those are all these descriptive words. I already just used about 5 that now pinpoint what your mug would look like, and that they could find that mug in the marketplace. So we're going to be doing homework in the Sold Bootcamp to help you understand a lot more about titles and tags and intentional products. Come and join us March 5th to the 19th. And the link is in the description of this video to join. We can't wait to see you there. It's going to be an awesome 2-week session to get you from point A to point B, feeling more confident with your titles and tags, and many more other things for your Zazzle business. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.